So Huawei has finally officially pulled back the curtain on its new P30 and P30 Pro flagship phones, and in preparation/celebration for the launch, I've been rocking the Huawei Mate 20 Pro as my full-time personal handset again for close to a week. Frankly, any excuse to slap my SIM in this thing because it's still my favourite phone right now. So here's my full long-term 2019 re-review of the Mate 20 Pro, roughly 6 months after it first officially launched. And don't forget to poke, subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest mobile tech. Cheers! Now last year, Huawei introduced its funky gradient glass design, a look that's so good they wisely stuck with it for the P30 family. The Mate 20 Pro is such good eye candy that you almost want to hold it the wrong way around just to gaze adoringly at that shiny arse end. And it's definitely a delight to whip out in the pub as well, guaranteed to attract lots of attention. No worries on the durability front either. There's no sign of water damage despite the fact that I've used the Mate 20 Pro in the shower a few times. Best not to ask any questions there. And after a few months of near constantly being crammed in my backpack, the Mate 20 Pro is still looking rather sharp, although the screen did quickly pick up a few light scratches, and these have definitely multiplied since. So if you're going to grab yourself a Mate 20 Pro, I would highly recommend slapping a screen protector on it, although this may well meddle with that in-display fingerprint sensor. Personally, that's no great shakes, however, as I'm still not a massive fan of that fingerprint sensor. It's an optical scanner which takes a 2D image of your pinky, which sadly isn't as reliable or foolproof as the 3D ultrasonic sensor found on Samsung's Galaxy S10. I found that I have to re-scan my prints every month or so, otherwise they simply just stop being recognised, which is really annoying. And that's one of the reasons I usually just skip the sensor entirely and go straight to that excellent 3D face recognition camera tech instead. This basically always does the job, even if you're hidden away behind sunglasses and you haven't bothered to shave for a few days. And it's insanely fast as well, and thankfully you can skip all that screen swipey nonsense, making this one of the very best phones around for face unlocking. That said, I have noticed a weird little bug that's only just recently cropped up on the Mate 20 Pro, and that is if you try unlocking using the fingerprint sensor but it doesn't recognise you, and then it defaults back to that camera for the facial recognition instead, it'll then demand that you swipe the screen in order to actually unlock it rather than just unlocking straight to your desktops. It's a bit weird and annoying, and that's why I usually just skip the fingerprint sensor altogether and simply just tap that power button and boom, you're in. Anyway, that sensor is basically the only thing that's not entirely great about the Mate 20 Pro's 6.39-inch OLED screen. Between the smack you right in the face vibrancy and the Quad HD Plus resolution, I love kicking back with a bit of Netflix action, especially with that HDR support. And as the new P30 handsets sport Full HD Plus panels, the Mate is still the top dog when it comes to the screen tech. That is as long as of course you don't mind that super chunky notch up top. And that's the price that you unfortunately pay for the accurate 3D face scanning. Personally, I don't find it as ridiculous as the Pixel 3 notch, as it's quite squat, but you can always hide it from view if the thing does make you want to puke. And also, the lack of a 3.5mm headphone jack is occasionally a pain in the arse, even though I tend to go wireless these days. Guaranteed, when I do want to plug in a pair of headphones, I'll be hunting around for that dongly thing, and it'll always be in the last pocket in my backpack that I check. Grrr. Still, at least you get a stereo speaker output, which is pretty decent on total volume. Another advantage over the new P30 Pro, which ditches that earpiece speaker entirely. Now, if you've seen some of my other Huawei smartphone vids, you'll know that I'm a bit of a fan of Emotion UI, and here on the Mate 20 Pro, it's bang up to date. I won't go through all the features again, but that gesture control is great, and we've already touched on the likes of the face unlock. Huawei's menus are much more neatly organised, and that one-handed mode is still a bloody lifesaver when you're trying to control a hyperactive 3-year-old and check the bus times or whatever. And when it comes to the performance, there's basically no difference between the Mate 20 Pro and the latest P30 flagships either. You still get Huawei's top-end Kirin 980 chipset, which proves perfectly capable for everything that you need to do. The only time I tend to see a stutter is when I'm trying to flick through the Google feed really fast. Apart from that, it's a perfectly smooth ride. And of course, Huawei's GPU Turbo feature keeps some of the most popular mobile games running with a dependable frame rate. Even when you're nipping about in a vehicle on PubG Mobile, everything's nice and smooth. I've definitely got no complaints when it comes to the battery tech either. Not once have I had to charge up the Huawei Mate 20 Pro before I've been tucked up with Teddy at night time. And that includes when I've been using it as a sat-nav for a big-ass road trip, abusing the hell out of the camera, everything involved. The combination of that mighty 4200 mAh battery and the power-efficient EMUI 9 software does the trick nicely, so you're never left in the lurch. And when you do need to power up again, no worries. The 40-watt supercharged tech is crazy quick, giving you a full battery from empty in roughly an hour, while the 15-watt wireless charging also does a bang-up job. Although admittedly, I've never really made use of that reverse wireless charging in real life, beyond showing people how it works. But that may change as accessories like wireless earbuds start to offer the ability to power up wire-free. Now that triple lens camera tech with its unique square housing is still one of the very best bits of the Huawei Mate 20 Pro, and it's something that I've dedicated a lot of time to here on TechSpert in various camera comparisons and deep dives. You'll find plenty of imitators these days out there, of course, with the likes of Samsung and Sony now releasing their own tri-lens setup, complete with ultra-wide and telephoto options. Still, the Mate 20 Pro is the one that I go back to whenever I'm heading off on a trip, as it's perfect for capturing a variety of stunning touristy pics, while the unbeatable portrait mode is still ideal for those nice looking family shots. And yes, the night mode is still up there with the very best, especially when you want to shoot a cityscape with lighter elements at play. Sadly, the Mate 20 Pro isn't quite as impressive when it comes to the video chops, however. Huawei has mostly sorted the issues with image stabilization, especially at that 4K resolution, although you'll see some odd choppiness around the edge of the frame when you're walking and shooting. There's no option for 4K 60 frames per second or HDR shooting either, and the likes of Samsung's Galaxy S10 series are clearly superior across a range of conditions, especially for more active shooting. Some of these issues will hopefully be sorted by Huawei's P30 and P30 Pro with that super spectrum tech, so definitely stay tuned for an in-depth comparison between those and the Mate 20 Pro. And also, one of the more intriguing Mate 20 Pro camera features that was shown off at the launch was the 3D modeling, but this wasn't actually available until a recent addition of the 3D Live Maker app to the Google Play Store. Unfortunately, I've tried the 3D modeling out on the Mate 20 Pro and it is shonky as anything. Even if you do actually manage to get the phone to start scanning whatever object you're aiming it at, good luck actually filling up that progress bar and ending up with a finished result. Frankly, I'd say just don't bother. So that right there in a nutshell is the Huawei Mate 20 Pro 6 months after launch, and just as the P30 and P30 Pro are about to hit our shelves. What do you reckon? Are you still tempted by the Mate 20 Pro despite the fact that it is those few months old and the P30s are now basically out there? Definitely be great to hear your thoughts, so bang those down below. And don't forget to subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest mobile tech. Cheers everyone, love you!